today we could go for, actually let's just look at the list to be fair. Today we've got drop links, rear brake calipers and service. Service really, the filter that's on it's a K&N filter, so it just needs a clean out. It recently had new plugs as we're seeing that, and the old plugs are in the boot, so it kind of proves that. So really it's just going to be an oil change and filter change. Obviously top up, I'll put in new gearbox oil, and we're putting the new brakes and that on. So yeah, really the jobs for today are going to be build the engine again. Well, the gearbox, we've got the gearbox in, up and in, that's kind of done. So it's just really rebuilding everything else back up. Putting all the cabling on, air filters, batteries, everything like that. Build all that back up, and then that should hopefully be that finished. The jobs that really, so the jobs that would leave on the board once it's been built up is we've got drop links there. They should be here today. They're 5 minutes, 5-minute job. So yeah, that leaves these jobs, which is the drop links, which should be here today, which is like a 5-minute job. The rear brakes and calipers are still to be done, but we'll wait to finish the front end. We'll just drop the front and raise the back and get that done. And service. Now the service really had new plugs recently. There's a receipt in the old plugs that were in the boot and that to sort of prove that. It's got a K&N like panel filter, so that just needs cleaned out. So really it's just going to be an oil change, an oil filter, and then obviously we'll have to top up the the gearbox oil and that as well. And we'll be flushing through the brake fluid just to make sure it's all clean in the system, because I don't know how long that's been in there, or how long when the last time it was that it was actually changed or flushed through. So the jobs today are kind of that. If we can get the engine bay and that built up, drop links on, and then maybe tackle these. If not, they may be a tomorrow job. So as you can see from the list, that's like non-MOT, we've got the arch trims and finishing touches. Now the arch trims, the driver's side is actually okay. I'll see it like show. See the driver one is actually okay sort of condition. The only thing is a couple of the clips are broken on the back, so we'll need to come up with a way of securing that. The passenger side one needs a bit more work. I'll show you that, 2 seconds. So yeah, so this is the passenger side one. As you can see just there's a chip out of it, and it's got like paint and that off of it there. So I mean the whole like arch is actually intact, as you can just see. So I think the play might be just to get it on. I mean, maybe give it a rub down, give it a bit of primer, get it on, just so it could actually be MOT'd, and then address some of these cosmetic things later. Yeah, so if we can get all that done and MOT'd, I mean really that's kind of all that done. And then the only thing that would be left would be the arch trims, and then I want to wrap the roof. Sticker, there's a couple of little stickers going on it. Lip kit, exhaust, induction kit, tint windows, and I'm thinking about putting spacers on it. I was considering, so I was considering. So I mean, if we do that, that's pretty much all that's left on the list. You can ignore the Twingo, that's my son's car. He actually put his little list up there too. But yeah, if we can get the drop links done, the rear brakes and calipers, give it a service, get the engine built back up. As I said, with the arch trims, I think we'll just sort of tidy it up, as in rub it down, give it a bit of primer, put it back on, just to at least get it through the MOT. Finishing touches is just going around giving it an actual tidying up. I could really just use a good polish, insides needing cleaned out, stuff like that. So basically just a full valet, just to tidy it up. So I think if I can get everything there, drop links, brakes, service, engine built back up, arch trim probably just rubbed down, primered, thrown back on the car, good valet, then we should be able to put it through its MOT. Once it comes back from once it's been through its MOT, some modifications, I say modifications, they're light modifications, but want to wrap the roof. The big reason for that is it's been painted at obviously some point, and I do know these suffer from rust at the front, like where the front window meets the roof. So I think that's been addressed, and it's been painted at some point. The downside to it is the whole roof. Like I've looked at it, I've wiped it and stuff. Oh, we've got a spider. The amount of spiders in here is ridiculous. But yeah, so it's been obviously painted at some point. It does feel a bit rough. I also don't know how well this is going to come up with a polish. Should come up fine, to be fair. The markings. And around here, let me see if you can see, there's it again. Yeah, so along the front here, don't know, there we go. There's lacquer peel and that all along the front. So the plan is, I think I'm just going to wrap it black to tie in with all the other black bits we've put on the car. And again, it's just more to tidy it up. What else have we got? Stickers, that's just a couple of little stickers, but it's just all these nonetheless is because I need to remember to make them. So yeah, there you go, that's pretty much the update for the last couple of days. Hopefully, as I said, we'll get the engine and that done today. And then what I'll do is I'll update you on where we're at. Hopefully by the end of play, at least today, the car's back on the ground and rebuilt. That's kind of the goal for the day, so we'll see how that goes and I'll get back. Cheers. So, hey everybody, this is just another update. Good news, pretty much everything went smoothly yesterday. What we'll do is we'll spin you around and we'll go through what has been done, what is still to be done, and we'll go take it from there. So as you can see, the Honda's back on the ground, it's back on its all wheels and everything's been put back on from what we could do. This arch is still to be fixed. We're going to sort that today. Also this side arch, I mean, this one's actually on, there's just a little bit just here. It's came off, so we'll get that fixed. I'm going to see if I can maybe plastic weld some clips onto it to make it work better. If not, worst case scenario, we may tiger seal it. It's due its MOT now tomorrow, it's been booked in. But I think we're almost there. I mean, on the list left for the MOT, all we've got is the rear brakes and calipers, and we have to do an ABS sensor now. We only noticed the ABS sensor was when we obviously dropped it down, started it up, it showed up an ABS fault. Upon investigation, had a little look at it, and the passenger side one was had a little snag on it. Now it's hard to determine if it was always like that or if we've caused that. May have clipped it, getting the gearbox in or out. It's one of those things. So we'll just replace that. That'll get rid of the ABS fault and then we should be good. Anything else we've got to do? Rear brakes, calipers, the ABS, fix the two little arches as the jobs for today. And that should be it, ready for the MOT. MOT's booked in tomorrow. Then there's a few, like what I've got left for non-MOT stuff here is, so the arch trims, technically that would need to be done for the MOT because they're hanging off quite bad. Finishing touches and fix the lacquer. Finishing touches are just things like, so these arms have been like wrapped, like a 2D carbon or something like that. I'm just going to take it off. I think the reason I've done it is that it looks like there's obviously a little bit of corrosion there. And then on the other side, I did actually peel it off and you can see there's some corrosion. But we'll just rub that back, give that a bit of spray with some satin black, tidy that up. There's obviously the arches as we discussed for the part of the finishing touches. Another thing is just a lacquer peel. There's a little bit there, just below the light. The bit here that we showed you previously on the back, and there's a bit at this light as well, just there. So we'll probably just key that back, just give that a little bit of lacquer just to tidy that up, fix the arches, do the brakes and that today, and then yeah, it should be ready. And then tomorrow we'll be taking it in for its MOT, and yeah, don't see any reason it shouldn't pass. We've done everything that's required. We'll also give it a good clean today, probably a polish. So yeah, we should be totally finished with this car, effectively. I say totally finished to get it to a standard that I'm happy with it today. As I say, it's basically brakes, do the ABS sensor, arch trims, the finishing touches, the wee bits of lacquer and stuff, and yeah, that's kind of it. So we've got like wrap the roof stickers. Look at, I mean, the stickers that could be done anytime. I've actually made them. They're in the office. They're going to go on, but I'm going to wait till the MOT's done, just because there's going to be one that goes at the bottom of the windscreen, and MOTers can be funny depending on how low it is, how high it is if it passes. So I'll just keep it off until it's done its MOT, then I'll maybe put that on. Brought up the roof again, as we discussed. You can see there the roof paint job's just really rough. It's like they've addressed, I know they get rust at the front of the roof where it meets the windscreen. It's like that's been addressed in the past at some point. And yeah, the blend's rubbish, to be fair. And then there's also a bit of lacquer peel over there. So rather than try and re-lacquer the whole roof or do that, I think what we'll do is we'll just key it back and we'll just wrap the roof gloss black, because it'll tie in well with the gloss black, obviously over there on the spoiler. Lip kit, again, we've looked at a few. There is actually one that I like that I think would go well with the car, but it's a universal lip kit, which is always a bit 50-50 because you never know how they're actually going to fit. But I do like the look of it, and I think it would tie in really well with the car. So we'll look at that in the future. Exhaust and induction kit really are just for a little bit of noise. You're not really going to gain any performance really from it, unless you then get it remapped and stuff. But again, it's not going to make much difference. I would just like it to get a little bit more noise out of it. Tinted windows, as we spoke about, is really just the back window. The back window's totally see-through and clear, whilst the sides have been tinted fairly dark. I'm going to say, I don't know if it's quite limo, but I would say it's at least probably 75% tint. So we'll do the back probably to match, or at least tint it down a bit. And then the spacers, just to bring the wheels out a bit. Spacers, we've said 20mm, that's only based on an eyeball of the gap. But I mean, I'll probably have a measure of it properly at maybe 25, but I don't want it to come out and actually start clipping arches. Also, I might actually look in the forums and see what spacers people are putting on it, and see like what you can actually get away with, and then we'll just take it from there. And then that would be it, kind of to a standard that I'm happy with. And then from there, I mean, would we do any more modifications in the future? You never know. I mean, I don't know how much I'm actually going to enjoy the car. If I enjoy the car really well, then sure, I'll be looking to actually keep it and probably do even more modifications, but we'll just have to play it by ear. The big thing is, as I said, getting it finished off today, MOT tomorrow, then we'll look at the sort of wrapping the roof, lip kit, stuff like that, as for some initial dress up mods, and then we'll just take it from there. So I'll give you an update after today, and we'll see at what point we're at, but hopefully we should be finished.